What is the quotient if we're going to divide 10 by 2 1/2 and 1/5? Is it letter A, 4.4, or letter B, 15, or letter C, 20, or letter D, 22.5? What is your answer?
Hi there, I'm Jason, and you're watching
Jason!
In dividing fractions, the only thing that we need to do are these 4 basic steps. So we have first, copy the dividend, and then second, get the reciprocal of the divisor. Next, proceed to multiplication, and then lastly, simplify the answer. So these are the 4 basic steps that you need to be aware of, or you need to be familiar with when you are going to divide fractions. So for example, let's divide 4/5 by 3/5. So again, first copy the dividend, so 4/5, and then get the reciprocal of the divisor. So the reciprocal of 3/5 is 5/3, and then proceed to multiplication. So multiply them, and then you just have to apply the rules in multiplying fractions. So you multiply the numerator by the numerator. So 4 times 5, that's 20, and then the denominator by the denominator. So 5 times 3, that's 15, and then you need to simplify your final answer. So you have to reduce your final answer to its lowest form. So 20 and 15 are both divisible by 5. So we're going to divide this 20 and 15 by 5. So 20 divided by 5, that's 4, and 15 divided by 5, that's 3. So therefore, the final answer for this particular example is 4/3. All right? Now, let's have more examples. So, let's divide 8/9 by 1/3. So again, just copy the dividend, so 8/9, and then get the reciprocal of the divisor. So 1/3, its reciprocal is 3/1, and then proceed to multiplication. So numerator times the numerator, 8 times 3, that's 24, and then denominator times the denominator, so 9 times 1, that's 9. And then you have to think of a number that can both divide the numerator and the denominator, wherein the answer is a whole number, or in other words, you look or find their GCF and then divide each of this numerator and the denominator by the GCF. So you divide 24 by 3, so that's 8, and then you divide 9 by 3, that's 3. So therefore, the answer for this particular example is 8/3, or 8/3. Now, what about this one? Let's divide 3 2/5 by 3/10, or 3/10. So as what you can see, this is a mixed number and this one is a proper fraction. So how are you gonna do the division process? You have to change the mixed number to improper fraction first. So 5 times 3, that's 15, and then plus 2, that's 17. So 17/5, and then divided by 3/10. So get the reciprocal of the divisor. So 3/10, its reciprocal will be 10/3. So 10/3, and then proceed to multiplication. So both of them are divisible by 5. So therefore, i-divide na siya ni mudaan og 5. So 5 og 10 makancel na nimo. This technique is what we called as the cancellation technique. So kaning 10 and 5 are both divisible by 5 man. So imo na siyang ipang-divide og 5. So 5 divided by 5, that's 1, and 10 divided by 5, that's 2. And then 17 and 3, wala naman na sila, there is no any number that can divide 17 and 3 to get a whole number answer. So wala tadanay, dili na nato sila hilabtan sa 17 og 3. So therefore, in writing your final answer, just multiply this one and the new numerator, as well as this and this one. So therefore, the answer here would be 17 times 2, that's 34, and 1 times 3, that's 3. So therefore, the answer for this particular example is 34/3. So ingana siya ka sayo. So you may use the cancellation technique because it will help you to get the lowest form of your answer as quickly as possible. All right? Now let's have more examples using the cancellation technique. So we will be using the cancellation technique as we solve this example. So let's divide 20 by 2/3. So as you can see, this is a whole number divided by a proper fraction. So how are we gonna do that? So again, this 120, you may write this as 20 over 1 because this is its fractional form. So 20 can be written as 20 over 1, right? Because 20 over 1, that is just equal to 20. And then the reciprocal of 2/3, that's 3 over 2 or 3/2. And then you proceed to multiplication. So you look at here, the numerator 20 and the denominator 2 have common factor, which is 2. So let's divide them both by 2. So 2 divided by 20 and 2. So 2 divided by 2, that's 1. And 20 divided by 2, that's 10. So again, kung naa sa ilang slanting bitaw kanimo cross multiplication, so the numerator o sa denominator, kung naay common factor sila, so you may divide them as early as possible so that it would be easier for you to reduce your answer to its lowest form. And then, sa 3 og 1, so wala na. So multiply 10 by 3, that's 30. And then 1 times 1, that's 1. So 30 over 1, that just equals to 30. So therefore, the answer for this particular example is 30. Now what about this? 8 over 9 divided by 2. So this is a proper fraction divided by a whole number. So how are you gonna do this? So again, just copy the dividend. So kay wala naman tayo pwedeng utruhon ani. So just copy the dividend. And then, what is the reciprocal of 2? So the reciprocal of 2 is 1/2, right? And then proceed to multiplication. So as what you can see, 8 and 2 have common factors. So pwede nato sila i-cancel. So sa bilang common factor, it's 2. So we are going to divide both of this by 2. So 2 divided by 2, that's 1. And then 8 divided by 2, that's 4. And then just multiply the numerator by the numerator and the denominator by the denominator sa kato ng mga bago nila nga answers kani 1 o 4. So 4 times 1, that's 4. 9 times 1, that's 9. So therefore, 8 over 9 divided by 2 is just equal to 4 over 9. This is the answer. So nga kadali. That's just how easy to divide fractions, alright? So let's go back to the question of the day. So let's divide 10 by 2 and 1/2 and 1/5. So in solving this, let's do this first. So we are going to transform or rewrite 10 into fractional form. So 10 over 1, and then divided by this 1, we're going to change this first to improper fraction. So 2 times 2, that's 4, plus 1, that's 5/2, and then divided by 1/5. So in dividing this, we're going to divide kani sa una. We're going to perform this operation first before this, alright? So 10 over 1, so this one, may mo na ning 2/5 times 2/5, no? O, ma-2/5 na kay, mama ni ang rule when dividing fraction. So you proceed to multiplication and get the reciprocal of this. So let's gonna simplify this first, or let's evaluate this operation first kani before this one. And then we could cancel 10 and 5. So 5 divided by 5, that's 1, and 10 divided by 5, that's 2. Nganong 5 ang atong common factor? Because 5 or ating GCF or ang number ng ating i-divide sa 5 o 10, because 10 and 5 are both divisible by 5, right? And then let's simplify. So 2 times 2, that's 4, and then 1 times 1, that's 1. So 4 over 1, and then ato na po siyang divided by 1/5. So inganaon na natin siya pag-solve. Inanay para at least sure ka sa imong answer. So 4 over 1 divided by 1/5. So this gonna be this becomes times 1/5. The reciprocal of 1/5 is 5 over 1. So wala naman tayo pwede i-cancel ani because 1 naman nilang both denominator. So just proceed to the rule in multiplying fractions. So numerator times numerator, denominator times the denominator. So 4 times 5, that's 20, and then 1 times 1, that's 1. And this can still be simplified to 20 because 20 over 1, it's 20. So therefore, the answer for our question of the day is 20. It's letter C. Alright? Now, this time, I want you to try this one. So try to divide 5 by 2 and 1/4 and 3/5. And then you may comment your answer in the comment section below. That's all for now. Thank you, more power, and let's keep learning.